So we didn't resume jury trials here until November of this year. So from March to November, there were no trials running in Victoria with a jury. There were controversial, Tommy, coming up. Victoria did go down the path of judge-alone trials. Now, Victoria was one of the states in Australia that didn't already have judge-alone trials. South Australia's had them since the 1980s, and other states, kind of thereafter. Victoria had always fiercely run away from it, and we had been vehemently opposed to that happening. The government used COVID as an excuse, genuinely as an excuse to bring them in under some legislation, some emergency legislation. So that legislation was enacted, I think, at the start of May, and the judge-alone trials were able to commence. I think it took, so the starter gun went off, no one went out the gates. No one wanted to do it, everyone was backing away from it, and finally someone plucks up the courage to have a crack, make the application, and run a judge-alone trial. There was an interesting article in, I think it would have been September, October of last year, that noted that the majority of people who had run a judge-alone trial had been acquitted, and suddenly everyone wanted a judge-alone trial. And interestingly, for a government that had been really gung-ho about bringing these in against particularly, defence practitioners saying over our dead bodies, now the government has let the legislation grandfather and judge-alone trials have disappeared again because it was not working for them, I think is probably the most controversial statement I can say about that.